And yun na nga, no? Kumbaga, parang ano to in the track record, Kuya Apple, mostly Team
Hmm.
Secret and RRQs winning against Buriram. I believe that the last time RRQ and saw each other, it was a 3-0. And
Mm.
the one who took down one of the Philippine Titans ng FNL is Buriram. So alam mo yun, talagang kilala na natin ang Buriram sa notorious na kalaban ng Pilipinas.
Yeah, exactly. Talagang kilala nga natin 'to William na isa sa mga pinaka no strongest or you could say rivals na din. Not only to a specific team in the Philippines but the Philippines as a region. Kaya din excited tayo na makita ngayon itong laban na ito kasi ito yung oras din natin na bumawi at pakita na in this group B between RRQ and William both hailing from WCS that RRQ is the better team against Buriram. And one more thing is that malamang one of these teams ang mag-a-advance or maybe both of them could advance to our playoffs just because of how we rank WCS as a region compared to the two Korean teams in the same bracket. So whoever wins here, mas comfortable sila in terms of looking towards the playoffs later in the week.
Yes, and right now, you can see Golden Feet, no? Andito lang siya, sipping out some XPs alongside with Archie. At mukhang nag-iba na nga talaga ang playstyle ng Buriram for the reason nga na si Golden Feet hindi na siya nagbibigay ng sapat na atensyon para dito kay Kuya Noel na talagang ilang beses na nating nakikita na nando-dominate dito sa Baron Lane. But as per pathing of Golden Feet, there's still a huge chance to meet Hyde
Oh,
above. Pero kita mo naman, si Bank at saka si What the Jess, mapapaatras ng
oh
bahagya.
no,
At
Helios.
makikipaglaro sa apoy dito si Helios at wala pang Ragnarok, wala pang chance makatakas. Reckless Swing pero hindi yun sapat. Siya ang tutumba si Chaz. Isolation,
Oh
may
no.
kasamang Dragon's Descendant. Nakapag level 5 siya pero hindi yun naabot at makakadalawa dito ang Buriram sa early game. Pero sasagot si Hyde ng bahagya. Ngunit si
Nice.
Kuya Noel ay makakaligtas with a good hook shot. Buriram, masyado silang madulas ngayon.
Yeah, masyado silang madalas and they were the ones to strike first dito sa game 1 ng ating last series of the day between RRQ and Buriram. No, 2 quick kills from them. Medyo naging over yung aggression doon ni Chaz wherein he really wanted to get that kill on Golden Feet. Hindi niya siguro napansin na level 5 na yung Dagon. So nung gumamit ng Dragon's Descent, nahatak pa siya sa medyo alanganin na position between Archie and Golden Feet, giving away another kill to the side of Buriram. But I don't think it's still the worst thing right now for RRQ. They still have a lot of damage on their roster. Kaya pa
Yes.
rin itong bawian. Pero that is still good things coming from Buriram that they're able to wrestle control over the mid lane. At least the mid jungle duo got the first win in the skirmish.
Yes, and kita mo naman no na yung ating Olaf pick na medyo hindi natin in-expect na talagang ilalagay nga nila sa mid lane and na-punish ka agad, acknowledging the fact that this guy can make sure na maragasa yung pinakalikod. In-acknowledge ka agad nila early game, wala pa siyang Ragnarok, pwede natin siyang i-punish. And the moment that they got the opening, hindi nila pinatawad ka agad si Helios.
Yeah, one thing I've noticed then when we saw yung Dragon Lane no, ni Viper at ni Exocen against the Brilliant bot lane, nakadalawang plates na ang RRQ doon. So it is a very decisive lead right now for Viper and Exocen. Kaya kahit 2 kills na ang Buriram, kahit sila yung nakakuha ng first blood, very close pa rin ang gold natin. If you can see here, it's about only 300 to 400 estimate between RRQ and Buriram. And that is all in the hands right now of the Dragon Lane for RRQ. So in terms of bot lane, nananalo sila doon. RRQ will need to leverage that, I believe, coming into the next big objective fight. Makakuha pa nga sila dito ng isa dahil sa back
Uy!
timing ngayon ng Buriram.
Yes, and medyo mapapunish nga ang Buriram sa ginawa nilang call timings. And eto kumbaga, we saw this earlier on na naagang umatras si Bank at saka si What the Jess. And it seems that Viper and Exocen having the best time of their life, making sure that they're pushing back itong dalawang miyembro ng Buriram habang yung ibang RRQ members dito mapapalaban. Hextech Ultimatum, susubukan pumasok, tatamaan ng Blade of the Exile at makakalabit naman with a Taste Their Fear. Mukhang matitikman talaga ang katakot-takot na damage ni Kuya Chazix at even si Hyde na ikatlong broken wings. Tila ba nag-broken wings talaga yung Dragon?
Yeah, and yun na nga, nakabawi na ng kills ang RRQ. 2 quick kills in the top side of the map. At ito yung kakaiba sa Kha'Zix ni Chaz, the Chazix kumbaga. Siya, isa sa mga kaunting Kha'Zix na nakikita ko ng unang ini-evolve ay yung ultimate. Yung Void
Yes.
Assault. Hindi yung claws, hindi man yung jump. So that he has more uptime on that stealth. He can get into these ganks. So din nakita natin ng kay Noel. Noel was caught off guard, and because of those transitions right now with the lead there, the gun ay sinisimbolan ngayon ng RRQ.
Yes, and RRQ making sure that they have the vision, the play. And they are going for the trade as Golden Feet will focus towards the Rift Herald at may kipaglaro naman ng konting lasunan dito si Kuya Hyde, but still tanky enough, no, para hindi pa masaktan sa lason itong si let's say si Kuya Hyde. And habang nakikita natin yun, nangunguha ng jungle si Kuya Kha'Zix at si Kuya Chazix at ito na. Dahil ginamit ang final chapter, papasok na sila dito. Even the Mega Assassin will not stop them. Di man sila mapapatumba dito. Si Wattages na ang unang nakuha at si Archini will still survive. Pero sapat na yun para makakuha ng kill ang RRQ.
Yeah. Dapat nga yun, nakakuha sila ng kill and they were able to punish William for a bit of an overextension in the mid lane. They needed to do that para nga, uy naku, nagkamali na ba to si Archie? Unfortunate.
Pero unfortunate for them, but fortunate for us. Dahil ito na naman si Kuya Hyde. I will not hide anymore. I will make sure na makakahuli ako ng isang miyembro dito. 3 members of RRQ will make sure to knock onto the Heaven's Door. Mukhang may papadala sila dito. Nagpadala na rin na shield. At even si Galio. Pero si Kuya Hyde nag-overextend, nag-overspeed. At mukhang siya ang mapapatay ng 4 na miyembro ng Buriram.
Yeah. Overly aggressive call coming from RRQ right there. I believe if may ultimate yung Yuumi, may ultimate si EXO, they could have done the dive. Pero wala eh. So they were waiting around, looking for a way to get some CC, do that tower dive, and naunahan na sila ng Buriram. Nakapwesto na, na-punish na sila for that overextension, and they gave up one more kill towards William at this point. But looking at the gold, no, kahit even in kills, mataas pa rin, or may sizable gold lead in this point of the game, ang RRQ at around 2,000. And that's really because of the turret lead that they have. And also Viper, the Viper EXO combo right now with the Xayah and the Yuumi. It's really dictating a lot of the fights. Kita mo kanina dun sa bit, they were able to burst people down.
Yes.
But okay, a bit of a scuffle here. Mukhang hindi naman tutuloy. But going back, the Xayah, Yuumi right now, ito yung kailangan protektahan ng RRQ. It looks like all of them are gonna go in. But the thing is, they can cause disturbances. They can cause so much damage against BRU na kaya nilang i-cover itong si Viper to be able to just freely auto-attack the members of BRU.
Yes, and iba no yung ginagawa nilang aggressive na rotation ng RRQ dito. Although na-punish si Hyde doon, it doesn't change the fact na si Chaz talagang namamahay sa jungle ng iba. And they are well aware using the final chapter para subukang itali si Archie. But the Ragnarok, and here comes Helios, the Sun God, will make sure na maarawan talaga at sunugin ng bawat isa dito. But the Dragon Form na mapasok dito ang tropa natin si Golden Feet, pero sapat na yon dahil ang RRQ ay nakakuha na naman ng isa, sabay Mamba out.
Yeah, good pick right there coming from RRQ. Laging hinta mo the turn on when to go for a burst sa isang target, lalo na pag nandun si Chaz nakatabi. Pero mukhang ipit dito ang RRQ.
At mukhang may ipit nga dahil mataton si Viper. Pero mukhang masapat ang kanyang Blade Caller dito para ma-slow down ang ibang miyembro. But si Helios going up against Noel. Tila ba babalik na rin dahil nandito na ang backup ng Buriram at si Kuya Noel naging Leon. At napatumba niya pa si Kuya Hyde.
Good play right there coming from Noel. Ginamit niya yung iframe on the Hextech ultimatum from the Camille para in time yung ultimate naman ni Galio. Looks like yung mid lane turret ay give up dito ng RRQ, pero nakakuha naman sila ng isang turret in the top side of the map.
Yes, and another tower naman dito para makabawi, no? Kumbaga, kakayanin ng Buriram na ma-defend ito, and even yung push potential nila. Kada may nawawalang miyembro ng RRQ dahil nga yung ating itong si Shyvana mas definitely mas mararamdaman mo yung kanyang presence sa lanes.
Yeah. Exactly. But still kahit nakita natin dito ngayon ang RRQ having a good game so far, nearing the 10-minute mark. But as we talked about kanina in the pick and ban phase during the drafting phase, medyo mas late game pa ang composition dito ng BRU. So RRQ still needs to extend this lead, still needs to keep up this tempo and momentum para talaga ma-cement ang kanilang game 1 win. While BRU, kailangan nila i-weather yung storm. They have given up another Rip Herald, so possibly another turret, another tackle ang pwedeng gawin dito ni Shelly. But
Mhm, mhm.
BRU, if they're just able to defend, kaya pa nilang ipag-scale itong Senna at Shyvana nila into the late game to hopefully deal enough damage to take down itong mga frontline ng RRQ.
Medyo
Ooh!
delikado to dahil death rush nga ang kalalagyan nila dito. Pero sapat nga ba yun para makapagpito ba sila ng isa? Pero mukhang aabot nga dito ang Dragon si Sendan. Pero lilipad na with the entrance. Nagpatalbog. Pero buhay pa si Kuya Chaz kasama si Kuya Exo. Pero mukhang no na makakatakas sila dito. Pero ito na ang backup. Papalag pa rin sila na bahagya si Kuya Hyde against the world. Hindi makakasurvive as Golden Feet with a sliver of health will make sure to bail out.
Yeah, ganda ng death rush doon ng BRU. They were able to get 3 kills away from RRQ at masasecure pa nila itong Infernal Drake. So sabi pa lang natin BRU, mas malakas sila going into this late game, and right now they have the Infernal Drake. Medyo na-even out na nila yung gold. So they are in a good position right now for their own win conditions. They have to wait and see how RRQ will react once their members go back into the map. But the later this game goes talaga, BRU will scale better into the late game.
Yes, ito yun na nga, no, yung pinakadelikadong parte ng game. Nag-draft ng RRQ dito ng Kha'Zix na may kasamang Olaf that might potentially control the early game into the mid game. Pero tulad na sinabi mo, Crazy Apple, they might go crazy sa late game with the Senna and Golden Feet on the Shyvana. So medyo nakakatakot nga yung pwesto nila dito. But another taunt will come in mula kay What the Jess and What the Stop ang mangyayari dito dahil mapapapigilan sila ng bahagya. At si Shelly, tamang trabaho lang pero 5 members making sure na hindi nila makuha ang tore kahit pa nandyan si Shelly. Pero sapat nga ba dahil maikipaglaro sa apoy, mega adhesive, hindi makakalipad si Kuya Chaz. Pero nagamit na yun para i-dodge yung taunt. Pero mukhang aram ang pwestuhan natin dito. Wala naman ng dragon pero nakikipagkulitan sila sa gilid ng mapa.
Yeah, kinol na ng RRQ. Tama na ang alam. Kunin na natin yung blue buff nila. At yun din ay isang maging call ng BRU. No, actually, hindi sila pumunta into the blue buff. They're still looking for a pick. Viper, baka
Oh
makatang.
no! Si Viper, kailangan niya gamitin ng flash. Meron pa siyang Feather Storm pero tatamaan siya ng stun. May yakap siya dito. No choice kundi
Barrier.
gamitin. At mukhang ibabato pa palayo. Even the Hextech Ultimatum. So much resources for a single person. But this is the carry that they need to take down.
Yeah, exactly. Yun yung kaya they need to take down, and great bluff right there from BRU. Medyo macting sila na pa-top lane na tayo. Pinakita nila si Golden Feet doon sa top side, so in expectations na doon ng RRQ. Medyo on the top side na ang members ng BRU, but sakto na-catch out nila doon si Viper. One more kill going to their side. This slows down ang pace ng RRQ so much that in terms of the gold, slightly ahead na ngayon ang Buriram United Esports in their first game of this series. So right now, we're looking to see how will the next objective fight go with the Baron buff up. BRU will most likely try to put some vision at least here para RT won't go with Argini.
Oo, okay. So nakatalo naman at nakatakas doon si Kuya Chazix. But what will be the next move? It feels like Buriram is already in control. And RRQ, yes, we discussed that they can play from behind, but the resources being burned one after another, mahihirapan sila maka-bounce back. It will be a late game Saya up against the late game Senna and Shyvana. But the Dragon's Descendant will make sure na maabot dito si Kuya Viper, at doon naman papasok ang trabaho ni Kuya Exo as a Yumi that can feel, not entirely feel for the full duration, but the final chapter will make you hesitate na pumasok ng tuluyan, at mukhang si Helios babato lang muna ng palakol dito against Noel.
Yeah, and yun din yung iniisip ko sa fights, no? Like how would these fights go, especially the longer the game goes. Ang magiging mahirap dito na point for RRQ is pag yung scene siya sa gitna ng fight with that Rylai's, slow down ang pasok ni Hyde, ang pasok ni Chaz, and unless Helios uses his ultimate, para hindi rin siya slow down nung lason coming from Argini. While on the other hand, look at Noel, look at Golden Feet. Yes, pwede silang ihinto ng ultimate from the Yumi para hindi ma-dive yung Zaya on nagamit ni Viper. Pero they can go from different angles and they can go one at a time. That just might be enough para magulo at hindi makabato ng auto-attacks free dito si Viper. It's gonna be hard for RQ to throw back damage against the frontline of BRU habang mas less ang disturbance na yun. And kayang i-cover ng BRU because Senna and Galio are really, really good to
All
kite out
mid.
fight. So that's gonna be how we're gonna see this fight.
Oh no! Justice Punch into the flash and a flashy play na makakatakas dito si Viper. But onto the side, magkakaipitan. Tila ba magiging sandwich ang galawan dahil ang BRU pinapaligiran ni Kuya Chaz at saka ni Hyde. Pero gagamitin na rin ang hook shot na may kasamang flash with the sweep para mabulilyaso si Kuya Hyde.
And Viper, medyo... This is the second time
Yes.
na na-caught out siya in the mid lane and he needed to burn his flash. Fortunately, hindi siya namatay in this time around. But no flash right now for Desire for the upcoming Mountain Drake fight. This could be the second Drake for either team. So this is gonna be crucial. How will RRQ will react? Will they be going towards the Dragon or will they be looking towards the Baron? Pa medyo mas safer for Desire. But at this point in time, both teams are looking for team fights, not exactly pick-offs. Kasi if BRU goes for a pick-off and sila yung na-counter ng pick-off ng RRQ, mas kaya silang patayin dahil nasa Kha'Zix. But let's see right here if the team fight will go to which side. And right now, BRU ang papasok dito sa pit while Dragon's being started right now by RRQ.
Yes, at alam na natin na napakabilis to dahil Kha'Zix ang siyang nagja-jungle. And mukhang si Viper hindi na niya i-risk yung kanyang position.
But
Mega
okay.
aggressive has been used kanina. Pero si Kuya Noel, tamang trabaho lang with the hull breaker. Makakaligtas ng bahagya at makakakuha ng second tower. So yun naman yung problema. Yes, ahead tayo sa skill board pero magkalapit lang ang gold. Pero si Kuya Chaz may ikipaglaro sa Apple. Final chapter may kasamang Zonias pero sa likod may kita natin si Kuya Helios rumaragasa at si Kuya Viper nag-free hit lang pero si Kuya Exo may ipit ng tuluyan pero si Golden Feet tila pa mapapalamig ang bangkay na ibang miyembro ng RRQ pero siya ang nanlamig at tila ba cold shoulder ang binibigay nila dito at si Kuya Helios buhay na buhay pa rin. Gargoyle Stone Plate tila ba diya mabubuhay at si Kuya Chaz nakikipaglaro sa laso ni Kuya Archie at si Bank naman ang susunod na target nila dito and we are going to cash in the money in the bank pero mukhang siya pa rin ang siyang magwawagi at dalawang ADC ang natera sa magkabilang kupunan.
Oo nga, paring Osay, no? Ang naiwan ay yung dalawang marksman, Viper and Bank, ang nag-survive. Parehong sila yung target ng both teams. No, nung start ng fight din, si Golden Feet, tinalon kaagad yung backline. Tinalon kaagad si Viper, si Hyde ang nag-try para mag-heal para sa Zaya. On the other hand, nakita natin si Chaz, hinahanap si Bank in that fight. But both AD carries were able to survive. And at the end of the day, walang nakakuha pa ng clear objective ng both teams. Looking at this fight right here, no? Kita mga tumalon kaagad. At on the other hand, tumatalon ang RRQ doon sa lugar ni Bank. Pero they had to break off the fight kaagad. Kasi talagang hindi na nila kayang habulin while the Singe and the Shyvana was just having the time of their lives against Viper, against that Zaya. So again, 4-4-4 for both teams and magbabalik tayo ulit sa pwestuhan dito sa objectives. Elder Drake na ang susunod na Dagon na lilitaw dito while Baron is still up. Let's see how these teams are gonna look for these fights kasi at this point in time, pag ganito na tayo 18 minutes into the game na Osay, medyo may blondie work pero siya.
Once again, si Kuya Chaz, kumukulit, pero binato. At ito na nga yung sinabi natin, no, yung kanyang assault para makapagtago. Nag-stealth at mukhang hindi nila mahuhuli ang insekto. Pero tila ba, nararamdaman na lang ang impact nito. Dahil umaaray si Kuya Noel onto the side at hahabulin siya ni Kuya Chaz. May sweep, may damage, Carbon Stone Plate. May andito na si Archie at tamang tapon lang. Ito na ang backup, ang kubunan ng RRQ. At tila ba, mag-aatrasan muna dahil delikado ang mid lane. At si Kuya Hyde lumaro na may ikatlong broken wings ay makakatakas muna sila. Mission accomplished for another tower sa RRQ.
Yeah, and grabe din yung tapang nito ni Chaz yung mga pasok niya, yung paggamit niya ng pagiging invisible niya alongside Exosen on that Yumi. Talagang naghahanap na sila ng ways to chip damage against BRU. Kala ko nga dun sa start ng fight na yun na it's gonna be in favor of BRU but RRQ was able to make the most out of that situation. No? And still, no kills, no definite lead from any of these two teams. One fight feels like it can just break open this game wide open for any of them at this point. And as we approach the 20-minute mark, Osay, palitaw na yung Elder Drake. But Helios,
yun nga, medyo mapapalitaw nga sila dito dahil lumitaw din ang 4 na miyembro ng Buriram para harangin si Kuya Helios. But he needs to pop off that Ragnarok and magiging okay lang naman siya dito. At ang Buriram, hindi sila naghihiwa-hiwalay, no, with their composition.
Mhm.
Ayaw nila magpapitas kay Kuya Chaz.
Yeah. Ayaw ka na magpapitas and that's the thing that they need to do. Hindi sila ma-pick off kasi they're really strong at these team fights with the Senna, with the Shyvana, and with that Cinch. Elder
Oh,
Drake
Elder.
being started right now by RRQ. BRU though.
Uy! Napakabilis nun! Nag-flash mega adhesive at kailangan nila mag-turn. Kailangan nila acknowledge ang bakbakan na ito at mukhang magkakaipitan, magkakalupitan. Dahil si Kuya Viper nasa likod lang against Bank. May ipit nga ba siya? Nagamit ang zone niya at mukhang mamamatay nga ang ibang miyembro muna dito ng RRQ. Si Hyde na ang siyang unang tumaba at a good blade caller para makahuli. Habang si Kuya Chaz nakikipaglaro na naman siya. Kailangan niya ng isolation damage at matatakot muna ang members ng Buriram. Tamang tago lang muna dito sa Anino at papasukin
Nakawala
nila
si
si Kuya
Viper.
Chaz. Tamang target lang muna at si Archie papasok para makahuli. At
Helios.
naragasana si Kuya Helios. Ang Sun God, pinapakita sinong Diyos. Kailangan niyong tumumba, kailangan niyong lumuhod. At mukhang si Archie na lang ang siyang mahuhuli at mukhang mapapatay pa siya ni Kuya Cha. Cha lang kasi tulog na dahil Chaz. Tulog na tulog ang BRU.
Yeah, talaga na ng BRU and believe may ilang segundo pa bago mabuhay ito si Noel. May 13 seconds, so enough to get this top side turret right now. For the side of RQ, 5 members are still alive. There could be an argument right here for RQ to go for the battle immediately, but ang decision nila dito ay kunin itong turret. Are they looking for the Nexus?
Oh, this might be it. Ito na ba ang katapusan? Susubukan ng pugilan dito ni Kuya Noel, but it's not enough. Noel will be a yes L dahil ibibigay ang unang L sa Buriram.
Yan, first win.
At ayun na ang ating Game 2 sa pagitan ng RRQ versus Buriram United Esports. At tulad ng ating continuation, Kuya Crazy Apple, we already mentioned that Zed of Helios is not a big of a question. Has been a really good experience even internationally. So
Yeah.
this Garen, I think will not be a huge problem if we can play it very well. But Exosen just bullying out itong members ng Buriram, and this is really good, no, na nakikita natin yung draft ng RRQ that they are focusing on to the Dragon lane that can bully this duo lane. Pero tatamaan muna ng facebreaker at last hit as Bank will take down Exo. Medyo sumobra nga lang sila ng harot doon.
Oo, medyo sumobra nga. At yung first blood does go to the hands of Bank on that Morgana. So, hindi po nang back nito. Baka makuha na siya kaagad ng lost chapter niya. So, pretty good start immediately para sa bot side. No? It looks like RRQ was on the better end at the start of that fight. Pero the longer the fight went on, the more damage na naakuna, especially what the Jess on that set was just able to keep pummeling down RRQ. So good first blood right there coming from BRU.
Yes, and you can see, no, na as much as they want to fight early game, medyo na-challenge sila dahil dito sa what the Jess na kanyang set. And we know already what the Jess that can play on high stakes with the playmaking skill that he has. And ngayon, no, sa kamay ng isang set, he's going to enable himself for a bigger play that he can do with the facebreaker.
Oh.
Pero teka muna, uy, Bulilyaso,
Ganito.
tatlong miyembro Parang
Oo nga.
grabe naman yata kayo kay Kuya Hyde.
Talagang gusto nilang i-shutdown na kaagad itong si Hyde against Noel. Kasi tulad nga nasabi natin before, one of the key winning conditions for BRU was to get Noel ahead. And isa yun, yung reaction doon. Trying to adapt between games in the best of the series, BRU sending 3 members. Fortunately enough, si Chaz nag-iintay na doon sa Tribush. So nakita niya yung BRU members as they go in. So at least RQ not giving up another kill in favor of BRU.
Yeah, and exactly, no, this is a textbook play, I think, by Buriram na talagang expected na ng RRQ. It's either is going up sa river na mamando. Pero teka lang, grand challenge siya may kasamang flash at face breaker as Exo will break his face sa kamay ng Buriram.
Yeah. Second death for Exosen and Golden Feet. He's just everywhere. And you expect the carry jungler to farm, hindi, gumagang siya lagi. Naghanap siya ng ways to give more advantages to his team, even getting one more plate in the Dragon lane in favor of BRU. And what a good early game so far for Buriram United.
Yes, unexpected naman sa early game for the reason nga na talagang nung the moment pa lang na nakuha na si EXO sa first blood, medyo may confidence boost na rin ang Dragon Duo, Dragon Lane na talagang may upper hand sila.
Mhm.
And tulad ng sinabi mo kanina na pagbalik niya there's a potential item na ano pa kaya yung napunta sa kanya yung second kill. So now we are looking at the Luden's Tempest sa kamay ni Bang.
Yeah. Early Ludens, dahil din accelerated yung kanyang build. If ang kasunod na bibuild na dito ni Bank is Boots and probably a Stasis Enchant, it prevents the assassination. Pero,
Oh no! Makauhuli nga siya dito and even the death mark, magagamit pa kahit natumba na siya after na showstopper.
na-burn pa nga at nagamit. Very unfortunate doon na na-burn din yung cooldown ng ultimate ni Helios, but because of the silence, the timing for Archie's in, hindi siya nakapag-flash or shadow out at na chain CC na siya with the flash face breaker ni Water there. So again, good play right there for BRU, getting another kill in their favor. And dahil nga doon, they have the tempo on the map right now. They can put a lot more vision in position and position themselves for an objective take.
Yes, and medyo mas nag-iiba yung tempo ngayon, no? And ito na yung sinasabi natin, Kuya Crazy, na yung adapt power ng Buriram naramdaman na natin in even the ganks or the pathing of the focus na ginawa nila na tipong si What the Jess is being invested sa pagpapa-shutdown kay Kuya Helios. And we already talked about that, pero mukhang si Hyde ang susunod na magiging biktima ng arasan. Dominus will be used, but Blade of the Exile aabot na may kasamang flash. May take home sana, ngunit the Black Shield last second para dito kay Bank will nullify yung second Blade of the Exile. Sayang.
Grabe yung ganks ng BRU this game. Kala mo dalawa lang nasa likod mo at kaya mong kunin yung buhay ng buhaya. Hindi. May isa pa. Bank on that Morgana. Just saving the life of Noel right there. And 4-0 in kills for BRU right now. So far, RRQ, the 5 minutes of this game, di pa sila nakakahanap ng sagot dito sa kills, sa ganks. Basta yung kalikutan ngayon ng BRU across the map, and so far such a good game right now coming from Buriram.
Yes, and Buriram taking in control at going back sa na ano rin natin, na identify din natin around RRQ. Yes, they can play from behind, but sitting on a 0 score, I'm not sure if this will be something of a good news na they can play from behind, kasi medyo it will be a tall task for them to go back. Tulad nga na sinabi natin na yung lineup dito ng Buriram may kakunatan, so matcha-challenge talaga dito si Kuya Helios on taking down members ng Buriram with the death mark, with an assassin. So will take a lot of time for them to springboard back sa sa advantage. Kasi kahit yung gold nila ngayon is not really looking good, may advantage na ang Buriram.
Yeah, agreed. Even though nga na RRQ, we have seen so far in other tournaments na they can get back from a deficit. They've gotten better at that, but agreed na it's very risky na to play from a deficit kasi binigyan mo na nga ng gold yung kabila. They have this advantage and they could very well just take over a game like that. But Dragon,
Dragon, ito na nga ba ang pagbabago ng sitwasyon? Ngunit hindi, dahil makukuha pa rin ng Golden Feet at tila ba nilalamig dito si What the Jess. But onto the other side, si Kuya Noel papasok na Dimash Justice ang siyang babagsak dito kay Kuya Helios, and the God has been slain.
Yeah, the God has been slain, the Sun God has been taken down by Buriram, no? And grabe din, maganda din yung naging call doon ni What the Jess, immediately recognizing na si Chaz lang nag-iisang RRQ member in the pit. Kinamitan niya doon. Kahit inalon.
Parang lang no? Parang nag-aabang lang sa Gedli si Kuya Archie and Hyde. Siya pa yung tinataguan ni Archie dito and they don't have any answer para dito sa Buriram, and this is looking bad. 0-5 and first tower sa kamay ng Buriram. So once again, pushing even further yung kanilang economy.
Yeah, pushing even further, and yun na medyo nakakatakot sa kadiliman kasi hindi mo alam baka may galing na nagtatago doon sa brush, no? Yun nga si Hyde. Still, it's not the worst position that RRQ could be. I think at this point, ang worst position nila is lahat ng outer tier turrets nila have been gone. And that's something that William could have very well have done if RRQ would have given a bit more kills. Dahil bot lane turret pa lang naman ang nagpo-fall and still mid lane turret is up, RRQ can still extend this game. If they can still defend that, there's still a lot of moments for them to get back into this. 2v1 though, the bot lane.
Yes, and 2v1 nga, magpapadala pa ng shield dito para masiguraduhin na may kamatayang magaganap, pero aware sila sa ininvest na resources ng RRQ, and this will prompt Golden Feet and Noel to be more bold on taking this outer tower.
Yeah, exactly. Nakita nga nila because information has been given to them, they were able to freely take the top lane turret. But still, ang pinaka-importante pa yun dito is the mid lane turret. Yes, without the dragon lane and the baron lane first year turret, pwedeng maglagay ng vision ang BRU. But ang layo eh. Kailangan mo umikot muna dito, umikot dyan. At kung medyo risky ka, saka kalalalim into the jungle. Unlike if you take away the mid lane, a lot of the more shallower parts of the vision on the brushes there, mas importante na makita kasi usually doon dadaan pa pumunta sa dragon, doon pumunta sa river. So it's not as important, but still that's still a bit more vision that is given to BRU. Let's see lang how they can capitalize. But with 9 minutes so far in this game, kahit 5 kills ng BRU, the gold is still pretty close. And with the late game scaling of the Nasus and of the Senna, RRQ is still holding on to this game too.
Yes, and then it's somehow of a good news din na nakakuha na rin sila ng isang kill. So medyo, alam mo yun, may kill threat na imposing a lot dito sa Buriram na hindi na sila pwede magpadalos-dalos. And yes, this, as what Crazy Apple explained to us na, this is a scaling comp. So they just need to be more patient. And right now, they were able to stop the bleeding at some point dahil nga hindi na nakakahanap ng extra kill etong Buriram, but this will force out RRQ out of their comfort zone dahil lumabas na ang susunod na objective, which is the Rift Herald.
Yeah, nakita natin na picking and prodding lang ang RRQ dahil kailangan pa i-shove ni Helios itong top side of the map. But when the top lane was shoved, immediately nag-back off ang BRU because there could have been a potential fight coming from RRQ. But still, doing a bit of maintenance here in terms of the lanes. BRU starting off this Herald.
Oo, at makakahuli sila dito. Ginamitan ng showstopper si Chaz para mailayo, pero the burst with the Damascene Justice. Eto, tumba naman talaga sila muna, but the Rift Herald nasisecure na rin dito ni Golden Feet. And once again, the flash, the follow-ups, the plays from Buriram, at mukhang susunod na nga si Viper. Siya na ang mauhuli ni What the Jess, and 5 members of Buriram. Buhay na buhay.
Yeah. Buhay na buhay, sieging down the mid lane, second tier to, at dalawang member lang ng RQ to defend here. Okay, mukhang hindi naman nila makuha, pero sinama na yung Hera dito kasi mukhang enough damage ang gagawin dito ni Shelly to take down the turret.
Yes, and they lose another turret, more members sa side ng RRQ, yung scaling na hinahantay natin, Kuya Apple. It feels like we are going far sa potential na maitulong nung scaling na yun. Dahil 1-8 tayo sa scoreboard, and Buriram, another 1K gold lead, makes it 4K overall. And kita naman dito yung nangyari.
Yeah, kitang-kita dito sa Herald na kung paano medyo pinilit talaga ng RRQ. They wanted to contest this Herald, but the immediate turn by What the Jets and Archie need to take down Chad. Nawalan na ng chance doon na makakuha, makasteal ng objective ang RRQ. So they had to back off immediately, but when they backed out, they were chased on. But another fight right here outside.
Oh, naku, hindi pa pala tapos. Akala nyo, replay lang ang may aksyon. Mapapalaban ulit sila dito para maibawi si What the Jess. Ngunit yun nga, no, si Kuya Viper naman ang siyang tumumba doon.
Yeah, natumba nga doon si Viper and si What the Jess. So 1 for 1 in the end right there for RRQ. Looking at the summoner, si Chaz lang ang may flash, and actually also si Exosen. So they could look into trying to get this dragon, but so far mukhang hahayaan na lang itong makuha ng BRU. And judging from the composition ng RRQ, I think this is an okay call from them. It's still not the third Drake. Hindi pa naman tong Elder Drake. They can still buy a bit more time para makakuha pa ng ilang stacks itong Nasus at ang Senna nila to hopefully get a bit more damage when the game gets into the later parts.
Yes, and nakita naman natin, no, na kung gaano nagiging aggressive ang Buriram, as how well na sinusubukang ibalik ng RRQ, pero hindi pa ito yung power spike. Hindi pa natin nararamdaman yung threat ng isang Nasus, and him being acknowledged once again by Buriram na talagang pinofocus siya every team fight, sitting on a not so Viper yung kanyang farm dito, no, compared kanina na nasa 10k despite of him not having any kills, pero this time 0-2 and already have their Rylai's scepter para naman mas tumagdag din ng kanyang survivability.
Yeah, dumagdag ang survivability also causes a bit of slow pag kinasa niya yung kanyang ability against William. And it's very... Oh, wait a minute. Oh, Chaz coming in.
Pero si Chaz, may kipagkulitan. Makikita natin sa likod. Andiyan na si Bank. Pero Soul Shackles, gagamitin na rin more shields coming in from Exocen. Lilingunin siya na bahagya. But si Chaz makaka-bailout nga pa. Dahil kailangan niya gamitin ng smite para makasurvive. But the soil is being zoned him para hindi na siya makatakas. At ito na ang isa pang manghuhuli. Si Kuya Noel papasok sa backline is slice at hindi na makakapag-dice yata dahil sa patnang tumumba. Si Kuya Hyde. 4 members ng Buriram, buhay na buhay. Kasama pa si Golden Fit at si Helios. Trabaho lang, kailangan nating sumahod dito para sa late game.
Kailangan nila kailangan na makakuha ng a bit of gold. Pero si Archie nandun na kaagad. Nakapwesto para tigilan ang split push dito ni Helios. RRQ, nagtitingin dito sa Baron.
Nako, delikado na ikipaglaro sa apoy. Si Kuya Viper ang siyang mauhuli at si Kuya Helios. Ito na, ang Shadow Place. Hindi man siya mauhuli na bahagya pero sapat na ang paunti-unting damage. Exo still trying to survive pero si Bank makaitatali niya na si Exo na tuluyan. Hindi mapapatay dito si Exo basta-basta, si Helios basta-basta matitake kung si Noel with the kill pero mauubos ang RRQ for now.
Desperation play coming from RRQ. They know how far behind they are right now. So, kailangan nilang i-force na ma-stop yung Baron. So, what they did right there was really desperation. But at the end, successful sila with that gamble.
Yes.
They were able to stop BRU. They still are able to buy a bit more time para to either lengthen the game or maybe steal away this Baron buff. So we'll see how RRQ will able to do that. But one thing that I want to mention then, every time nandito sa mga objective fights, kung napansin mo, Osay, laging nakatingin lang ang BRU kay Chaz. They're preventing the Kha'Zix from whittling them down, and also na makahanap ng pwesto si Chaz to either eliminate isolated members of BRU or get the objective. Talagang lockdown. Pinipigilan maglaro ng Wild Rift si Chaz ngayon ng BRU.
Talagang kung kanina siya yung nagwawala sa Wild Rift, this time wala nang opening na binibigay ang Buriram, no? With the Garen, with the decisive strike, you have also the face breaker na talagang ini-invest si What the Jess, and even the showstopper. We are seeing a lot of a single showstopper and not being maximized with the extra damage because they already have it sa kamay ni Kuya Noel, Archie, tsaka ni Bank. But yeah, this has been utilized para lang kontrolin yung EPs.
Yeah, and we see the adjustment ng BRU. Immediately after game 1, they said Chaz is the problem on this Kha'Zix. Leaving it open, it was actually a strategy para makahanap sila ngayon ng mga kills and pick-offs against RRQ. Munti ka din makita yung dalawang teams yun. Nakita natin na nagtinginan sila, nagtago sa blush ang RRQ, but BRU, they don't need to make any of these risky plays kasi they have a very decisive lead at this point. Yes, nag-scale pa into the late game ang RRQ, but RRQ is the one who's looking for these fights right now to try and buy themselves more time. So BRU can afford to play a bit more passively and wait for RRQ to come to them.
Yes, and yun yung pinaka-in-expect natin, no? For the reason that RRQ is on the back foot, they are the ones who most likely be playing on a desperation play. They are the ones who's going to look for those team fight to put themselves back onto the board. Pero at 3-14, but this is a stable 4K gold lead. Hindi pa naman ganun nakakalayo. I mean, malaki na yung pagitan. Ngunit hindi naman to the point na talagang 10K or 6 to 8K na talaga may hirapan si RRQ bumalik. So I think a one single team fight can equalize yung scenario. Pero ito nga, medyo nag-aarutan pa yung dalawang members ng RRQ dito against si Kuya Golden Feet.
Yeah, si Golden Feet. Hindi pa nga insurmountable RRQ. Hindi nila alam, may CCTV dito sa Baron Pit. Sinisimulan nila yung Baron.
So aware sila pero mukhang may babanggit naman ni Kuya Exo na mabubulilyaso tayo, but the damage is there at papasok na ng tuluyan si Golden Feet. Si Hype na ang susunod na mabibiktima, showstopper na may kasamang pagbagsak ng espada. Pero may kita mo naman si Viper, susubukan tumulong na bahagya, but 4 members wanted to focus the second tier tower dito sa bottom lane.
Nakikita mo dito, tumatakbo ngayon kaagad si Archie dito sa mid lane kasi si Helios again going for the split push, trying to get a bit more gold for his team to really prolong this game. And BRU, hindi ba na magiging focus nila dito? Pumupunta sila ngayon dito sa bot lane, probably going for either the dragon or catching out Helios.
Oh no, Deathmark gagamitin dito ni Archie, ay ni Kuya Helios, pero si Archie ni tila ba mabubuhay pa bata. Oh, Helios, tawagin mo kung tito cause I'm the ankle breaker.
Okay, okay. Medyo napaisip ako paano pupunta ng pero yun na nga, siya nga ang uncle,
di ba?
breaker. Sa 5 miyembro ng BRU. But yeah, kahit anong uncle breaker na gawin doon ng ating sun god in the mid lane, Inferno Drake still goes to BRU. 3 dragon ang nasa kanila. Na-extend pa nila ang kanilang kill lead at 16-3. And it's a 6,000 gold lead at this point. BRU in such a good position in this game to threaten this Baron at iintayin na lang nila ulit ang RRQ na lumapit sa kanila. And if RRQ makes a single mistake, BRU will capitalize and will probably end this game.
Yes, at wala eh. Ito na talaga yung advantage na masasabi natin. Nahihirapan talaga bumalik ang RRQ, and this is somehow no, na parang we're missing a lot sa pagpasok ni Chaz, and wala yung threat ng na pag pumasok si Chaz, mag-hesitate ang Buriram. With the catch that they have, and they don't have enough, sabihin na natin enough safe space para dito kay Kha'Zix. Kasi kanina may Yumi eh. So at least yung final chapter, kakaripas ka ng takbo, you have the heal, you have enough para makapasok. Pero dahil nga itong si Viper, oh my God! Oh my God, Chaz is still dominant Chaz with the skill. Makaka-extend pa na buhay dito. Pinapaliwanag mo pa, Kuya Osay, sapat pa ang lakas ng RRQ para balik na rin ang game na to.
Chaz, the hero na kailangan ng RRQ this game 2. Yun na, na-extend pa ang buhay nila ngayon. Elder Drake about to spawn with the map in 10 seconds. Yan ang focus ngayon ng BRU. Dahil wala pa si Chaz onto the map, 34 seconds pa ang kanyang death timer. Malamang kaya nilang kunin yung Elder Drake. Pero natithreat sila dito sa push ngayon ng RRQ dahil mayroong Baron of minutes. Hindi na masimulan. Helios, though, kala ko baka caught out on, pero still 3v4 in the mid lane.
Yes, nakikipaglaro muna sila dito sa apoy. Si Viper siyang mahuhuli dito sa kabilang side. Pero si What the Jess, naka-ready na siya for any setup with a haymaker ng harap-harapan Blackshin pa na may kasama dito kay Golden Feet para makapasok. Pero si Hyde, tamang broken wings, and ang sasalo ng bind, ang Raptor. So pati ang Raptor tumutulong na sa RRQ.
Ang Raptor, so kasi nasa side naman nila ng mapa tinutulungan sila ngayon. Pero Elder Drake, sinisimulan na ng BRU. Si Chaz, magagaling pa sa base. Not sure kung kaya niya umabot dito at kitang-kita ngayon ng RRQ using the ultimate from the Senna.
And yun nga no, kanina si Viper ang siyang naglakad ng harap-harapan para malaman nila, makakuha ng information, pero si Hyde ang siyang papalit. Pero the turn, dahil expected na nila any hero play mula kay Chaz, but no, it isn't gonna be enough dahil siya din ang mahuhuli na may kasama. But Helios with the play, this might be it, ang inaantay natin na opening ng RRQ. Yes, makaka-recall sila, but the Baron buff na magiging makunat dito ang ibang minions will put a slow play na manggagaling dito sa Buriram. Pero si Viper merong Elder Drake, so isang Division Justice lang na may sapat na HP, tutumba siya. Pero si Archie kailangan niya umatras dahil may warning shot mula kay Helios.
And mukhang okay, tinitignan ko ngayon kung ano ang palma ng mapa. Yes, Elder Drake nasa side ng Buriram. Mukhang hindi pa tayo kayang makahinga dito, and Helios still looking for ways to buy more time for RRQ.
And ito na, kung kanina si Chaz ang naging savior, si Helios naman ang siyang magtatawid sa sitwasyon ngayon dahil papasok na ang Buriram, and this might be the opening that they need para itumba ang RRQ at papunta sa Game 3. Pero nakikipaglaro pa sila ng bagya, Wither being used by Viper, but not gonna be enough to have a damage no, dito sa kay Kuya Helios na matakot itong tanky frontline ng Buriram.
And again, I'm going back to the siege. Nag-flash ka agad si Noel, trying to get that pick off. May Elder Drake buff pa rin dito ang William. They're looking at the top side third right now. RRQ trying their best to defend.
Yes, trying their best to defend, pero mahahati sila sa dalawa dito at trabaho lang ang gagawin ng Buriram. Pero still, magandang pagtatrabaho dahil makakahuli sila ng isa. Pero the showstopper, tatlo ang mauhuli. And you have the Elder Drake kumakaway dito dahil nga pwede silang madali anytime habang si Kuya Chaz stealth lang muna, tamang tago lang sa Void Assault, and ire-respeto pa rin ng Buriram. Hindi sila basta-basta magpapabaya. Ayaw na nila na mag-unblock ng comeback kings dito sa RRQ, not giving up any reckless movement.
Exactly. Huge respect coming from BRU against RRQ right now. Hindi pa nila diniretso yung base kahit meron sila ng Elder buff kanina, but looking at the map, 5 seconds on Baron. Yun na nga yung tingin ng BRU with 2 inhibitor turrets down. Kaya ng diretso ng BRU with a couple of Baron buff up minions para ma-force ang RRQ to defend on the top side and the mid lane. And magiging diba yung bot lane turret. So RRQ trying their best to look for a way to again Chaz look for the steal. But unfortunately, BRU so far, man-to-man ang depensa nila. Kung sa basketball, man-to-man sila na laging may isang nakatoka kay Chaz, and that is What the Jess. Laging titignan ni What the Jess, nasaan na nakapwesto to, kailangan ko siya i-showstopper palabas o kailangan ko siya i-face breaker pa. Hindi niya maabot with these steals. So, RQ needs to play this dance. Helios shoving the bot side of the map while the Baron is being started right now by BRU.
Yes, and this will create a lot of pressure sa magkabilang team dahil aware sila sa lakas ng isang Zed. Pero kailangan nila ng lakas dito para sorpresahin ang Buriram. Itutuloy ni Helios, hindi na siya babaka pero tamang pagpasok
Hyde?
lang mula kay Hyde at hindi na nila mai-steal dahil nga nakatoka dito na ibato palabas. Si Kuya Chaz sigurado mauhuli pero unti-unting makikipaglaro sa apoy ang ibang miyembro dito, and the Baron recall will be enough para on time na mapigilan si Kuya Helios at ang ibang miyembro ng RRQ. Kailangan na nilang umuwi, kamaripas ng takbo para mag-defend.
Yeah, but it looks like this is it. Osay, mukhang kaya nang tapusin ang BRU. Baron buff up minions, 3v5, pero lumalaban pa dito ang RRQ.
Yes, hindi ba sila basta-basta susuko dahil buhay pa ang pangarap ang dalawang miyembro, si Hyde at si Helios. Ngunit hindi na talaga sasapat pa. Napakalaki na ng advantage to the point na hindi na nagmatter ang scaling.
Yan, hindi na nga nagmatter ang scaling dahil nga blue yung...
Yes,
Okay.
and then sige na, ipaliwanag. Explain yourself, Apple.
Nakabigay na ako ng konting oras pero sige. May walang ka-bias. Being very objective, I'm slightly in favor of BRU's composition kasi meron silang catch potential early to mid game. They have the Varus, they have the Morgana, and also the Gragas. 3 champions that can make plays, especially early to mid game. And ang counter kasi at ang weakness kasi ng composition ni RRQ, I feel like, is since they scale into the late game, if they get caught out in these objective contests, babalik tayo ulit sa game 2, wherein BRU will just take hold of the game and slowly bleed RRQ out. So I am slightly in favor of BRU in the draft in this game 3.
Yes, and so far naman, you explained it very well, no? Talagang masusubok muli ang lakas ng RRQ as the comeback kings, as the momentum has been on the side of Buriram, and they just need to once again, no, acquire yung lakas nila. But Helios going to settle for a Corki, more damage on a very safe place, habang itong si Kuya Viper nasa Nasus pa rin.
And isa to sa sinabi na natin kanina, we're looking forward na sana mabalik si Viper on that additional ADC. Like nung game 1, nakita natin siya on the Zaya. I kind of hope na baka yung Corki mapunta sa kanya, although we usually see Corkis in the mid lane. No? Pero there is a very different swapping ngayon dito sa top side.
Yeah, and this has been expected. No? Kung kanina nakita natin si Chaz na nagsettle sa Tribe Rush dahil alam na natin na mamandohin dito si Hyde to push even further yung lakas ni Noel na parang sabihin na nating Shiba feels yung dating paggagang o pag-focus kay Kuya Noel. Kayang-kaya pa rin gawin yon ni Golden Feet. And as we saw the wave being pushed heavily ni Archini, it means that they wanted to convert for a 3 members para doon sa top lane. Pero mukhang si Viper tutumba dito dahil sa Ignite. Pero ito na backup, si Kuya Chaz, make that 2! Tulog muna kayo!
Tulog muna kayo. Tumalon yung Dagon galing sa likod. At nakakuha nga ng double kill ang RRQ. Unfortunately, first blood did go to the side of BRU right there because of the Ignite coming from What the Jess. Pero it was all a bait for RRQ. They gave that false sense of security to BRU na nasabi nga, Exosen, punta sa top side. Kaya kini-question ko yun. Kaya nga, I understand na that was a move, a rotation from RRQ, an adaptation to catch a gank coming from BRU for Noel, no? Pero bago doon, XN, get it caught out here.
Uy, na nga si Kuya EXO, expected na natin to as Senna, mainit talaga sa paningin nitong mga damager and ginamit pa lahat ng pwedeng magamit upang hindi siya makatakas. Remember, he still got the flash, he still got the barrier, but the layering of the skills definitely converted for a kill.
Yeah, I agree. And yun nga, nakakuha pa ng another kill BRU, but going back, kaya nga medyo yung utak ko pa question yun kasi it was so obvious that they're giving Viper this weak lane, and napag-usapan nga natin na how it feels like Viper, this is not his comfort, he's more on the traditional APCs, but that was just an opening that they gave BRU to punish them and accelerate itong Shyvana ni Chaz. So as we all know, Chaz and Helios ang win conditions ng RRQ. They're some of the playmakers on this team. If you put Chaz ahead, could just very well win the game.
Once again, we are back with the Chaz game. Dahil si Kuya Noel ang siyang magiging biktima ng karahasan. Nangaaway ka kanina eh, no? Kuya Noel, kanina ka pa. Ngayon kami naman. Pero galit din ang tropa natin sa Buriram dahil susubukin ng tadhana ang dalawang miyembro dito ng RRQ, but they were able to survive with both burned resources, with the barrier naman ay exhaust kay Viper at flash naman kay Kuya EXO.
Yeah, but this, unang third kaagad. 4 minutes into the game, nakuha kaagad ni Chaz at ni Hyde yung Baron lane first tier third. Nakuha nila lahat ng plates din doon. Although that is still the answer then coming from the bot side naman din. Si Waterjess at si Bank, mukhang masisira din nila itong third. So, all plating, all of the gold there, pupunta on both of these teams at the end of the day. But late game-wise, ang tinitignan natin dito, mas na-accelerate again ang pacing nito ni Chaz on that Shyvana, and when Shyvana gets ahead, she can just go in and deal tons of damage, especially these squishies like Bank on that Varus.
Yes, and right now, mukhang gising na si Kuya Chaz, no? Parang kanina lang pala siya, parang binigyan lang ng konting patikim. Pero Archie will use the ulti at anytime pwede siya pumasok dito, pero maglalaban yung magkuya sa loob ng Dragon Pit. Si Kuya Nasus at saka si Kuya Renekton. Pero ito na nga, sige, gamitin mo yung explosive plan, pero hindi ka aabot. Soul Shackles gagamitin ni Golden Fit, pero mukhang si Viper siyang may iwan dito, but a very good flash over the wall. Subukan nila makatakas, pero ang barrel mukhang magkakabarilan nga dito dahil si Exo nakaleta na rin. But explosive gas para mapabalik sa nakaraan. Itong si Viper, pero siya ang tutumba. Sasagutin naman yun ng ibang tropa natin sa RRQ with Archie paying the price.
Yeah, Archie paying the price. Medyo naghanap siya ng another way in. Was able to throw, use both the flash and the ignite, pero na-hunting siya doon. He was able to convert, get one more kill for himself. And it's still more of an even objective take for RRQ. They were able to secure the Dragon, so which is very good for them. 2-0-2 ngayon itong si Chaz on the Shyvana. There's a lot of late game potential on RRQ, but we have our eyes right now on our featured matchup, which is going to be Golden Feet and Chaz. Golden Feet hindi siya on his usual carry junglers. Mas supportive itong kanyang Morgana. Goes for the bindings, tries to get the hard crowd control as well as the Black Shield, while Chaz focus pa rin siya on the carry potential for his champion, which is this Shyvana. So we'll see how Chaz will be able to keep converting, especially if he has this lead right now on his hands.
Yes, and we saw already na Chaz can play on a Shyvana na parang hindi lang siya yung talagang Lee Sin, Kha'Zix, or yung mga usual niya. So this will be a huge step up para sa RRQ na they can settle dito sa mga ganito klaseng meta champions. But EXO, tanking a bit of a damage, pero sapat na muna yon at mukhang magba-back away muna. Teka muna, at mukhang hindi natuloy ang pag-back niya, pero kasi may Rift Herald so any moment pwede itong simulan ng BRU, kaya they are putting a lot of pressure with the piercing arrows, making sure na Viper and Exocen will recall, but a good Scryer's Bloom para makahuli sila dito.
Yeah, ang ganda nga ng mga poke ngayon ng BRU para ma-make sure na makuha nila tong Herald ng walang matinding challenge coming from RRQ. And RRQ looks like sinurrender na nga nila itong Herald na ito dahil na half HP nga si Exos, and they have chosen to go for the bot lane instead to take structures away from BRU. Pero Archie looking to defend right here.
Yes, at mukhang makakahuli ng bahagya, pero Dragon sa Ascendant para paatras. Pero nakapag-slice na, masyadong masakit ang Tore. Pero nagpadala ng shield para mabuhay ng konti. Pero Valkyrie at kumagat na si Kuya Chaz. Pero paparusaan siya ng Tore at masya-shutdown nga lang siya doon.
Yeah, masya-shutdown siya. Herald though, nakakuha pa ng isang tackle dito sa mid lane. Si Viper lang nag-iisang dumidepensa. So, medyo this is a slightly different game. This feels like a bit like game 2 with slight differences, right? At about the 8-minute mark nito din, BRU was able to take down the mid lane turret, the first tier, tapos nasama na yung Herald to take the tackle on the second tier turret. And dito yung crucial din for RQ to buy time. They need to stop structures from falling down. It's just so happens right now na mid lane turret is down and they need to buy themselves time for the Senna and for the Nasus to have some effect coming into this game. So
Yes.
I am now very I'm looking at RRQ and I'm kind of afraid for what happens to their comp kasi BRU again yung tinanong mo kanina at the start of the game, marami silang catch potential
Yeah,
and
exactly.
one mistake from RRQ can snowball for BRU.
Oh, the Winter being used, but the stun at mukhang mapapatumba na ba dito si What the Jess, but the backup, ginamit ang Chase of Corruption, pero si Bank mukhang hahayaan lang muna nila explosive
Wow.
gas. Napakaganda naman nun para mapalayo silang lahat at hindi pa talaga nila tinapos. Flash magagamit dahil Soul Shackle si Golden Feet. Tila ba matatali sila? Pero si Noel nasa gilid, Facebreaker, si Kuya Hyde papasukin at si Helios nasa gilid. Pero this will be at 4 versus 2. Kailangan munang umatras ng RRQ.
Yeah, madalas nakikita natin, madalas ang mga napupuri natin na explosive cast. But wait a minute, Archie, fighting off
Teka
Margin
lang,
2.
oo, lang si Kuya Chaz. Kanina wala silang nakuhang kill so baka naman mabibigyan pero Gargoyle Stone Plate ang siyang gagamitin para magkaroon ng bahagyang shield pero si Kuya Chaz
Burnout.
hindi siya tataos. Burnout talaga. Itong si Archie and Lolong is out.
Yeah, Lolong is out. He bit off a bit more than he can chew right there. Looking at the blush, but still, Shyvana is a very scary champion to deal with. Lalo na when she's ahead, already has that Triforce and paid the price right there. Bit of a mistake from BRU, but they were able to capitalize still dahil nga nagkaroon sila ng a bit of pressure in the bot side of the map, was able to get the 4th turret of the game. So, and also actually nakuha na rin nila yung 2nd tier mid lane turret. So, the map is now wide open in favor of BRU. Dragons coming up with package being picked up by Helios.
Yes, and right now, ito na yung pwede nating mapakinabangang setup mula sa package. Yes, naka-ready na ang explosive cask, so pwede silang mang-hostage anytime. Pero nasa harap, si Kuya Hyde, Facebreaker. Priority dito, si What the Jess, hinati na ang River para hindi na magkapalagan. Pinatalsik nga si Viper. Pero kita mo naman sa Kuya sa pinakalikod, walang problema.
Ayun na yung
Nakuha
dugong.
na natin ang objective, kaya pwede na natin silang ubusin. Pwede na tayo mag-focus na ubusin ang ibang miyembro ng Buriram. Pero si Golden Fleet running low and Hyde with all of those attention na siya lang ang tinignan. Buhay na buhay.
Buhay na buhay ang RRQ doon. And isa nga, di ba, ang kinakatakutan natin dito para sa RRQ is the catch potential from BRU.
Exactly.
Yung roots, the bindings, the ultimate coming from Valos. RRQ just said, we're gonna position our way into this Dragon Pit at isi-secure namin objective, even getting one more kill against Arjun. Going to this replay right here na si Hyde brought a lot of space along with that package dahil nagkaroon ng linya sa sahig, hindi nakapasok dito sa Archie. And for a couple of seconds, RQ was just looking at Hyde and they were not able to do anything, which gave yung opening dito kay Exocen at kay Helios to deal damage to the front line of BRU as well as securing that dragon. So good overall play right there, good control at that point of the map for RRQ.
Yes, grabe naman talaga indeed, Kuya Crazy. Strongly agree no sa mga points mo kasi inuunti-unti nila and even the Rift Herald, umaabot na sa punto na natatakot na ang Buriram na i-contest compared nung Game 2 na they are the ones who setting the tempo. Pero tingnan natin si
Nice
EXO, nice flash para maiwasan ang body slam pero mukhang gagamitin rin ng Dagon sa Senate para makatakas dito si Kuya Chaz. But the Blue, nilalaban ng bahagya, piercing arrow but Viper onto the side. Golden Feet, this is the full member of Buriram na pwedeng mag-cause ng kaguluhan. Chaz, konting apoy lamang, konting backup mula dito sa RRQ at mukhang mapapaligiran nila dito si Kuya Noel na naka-hull breaker. Pero kailangan nilang depensahan yung mid lane dahil inhibitor turret na lang ang siyang natitira. At pahinga muna.
Pahinga muna tayo ng konti dahil nagkaroon na ng matagal na chase between RRQ and BRU. At the start of the confrontation between the two teams, makikita mo doon yung respect din ni Chaz. Knowing na up yung flash ni Archie, he immediately ulted out para hindi siya ma-flash stun nung Renekton. Kasi kung na-flash stun doon, he could have very well been picked off by BRU. And again, going back, yun yung overall game plan dito ng BRU. No? So RRQ really needs to stick together, maneuver themselves in this map. Hindi sila pick off one by one with BRU. Kasi BRU, that 4-man squad can burst down a lot of the members of RQ, while Noel, tama lang siya sa side lane. Split push
Yes.
lang on that on that Fiora, no? And we all know
Oh.
how fast Fiora takes on turns.
Oh yeah, I was expecting an explosive cask para mahuli na naman si Exo dito dahil suking-suki. Gustong-gusto nila makakuha ng free kill sa kamay ni Kuya Exo, pero si Kuya Exo syempre expected na niya yung mga ganyang galawan, at si Kuya Noel kumukulit pa nga dahil gusto pa rin niya magtrabaho dito, pero ang backup na si Kuya Helios and ang Corky din naman, no, isa rin siya sa pwedeng magdala ng Hullbreaker. So if they really wanted to answer itong kulit ni Kuya Noel, they can do anytime. Pero syempre ang RRQ, they still need to win a team fight. At hindi alam. Smite lang. Smite deep. Makulit kasi, Kuya Golden Beat. Nanakaw ko na
Thank you for
kayo.
the leash.
Nanakaw ko na yung Baron sa'yo. Pati yung blue na nakawin ko. Walang iyo. Lahat ay akin. Jungle Lords ako eh.
Jungle Lords, walang patawad. Pero Noel still split pushing. At ito na yung engagement coming from RRQ.
At siyempre, Rift Herald, sige Kuya Noel, magtrabaho ka dyan dahil busy muna sila at magpapadala naman ng ibang miyembro ng RRQ at hindi pa pala ninukuha yung mid lane. Nako, medyo talo tayo sa palitang iyon. Napaatras na, biglang nag-turn, ginamitan ng showstopper, but the show isn't going to stop because RRQ is here to stay. Pero nasobrahan sa package at na-deliver sa body bag itong si Helios at mukhang si Kuya Noel pa siyang pagbubukas ng inhibitor turret. 3 kanyon ang siyang lumulusob dito sa torre, pero papaligiran, kailangan mo nang umuwi, kailangan mo na tumakas, pero mission na coverage para dito kay Kuya Noel at kailangan na lang niya makatakas at ito na baka na magagaling dito sa side ng Buriram dahil unti-unti siyang iipitin at sapat na yun para makabawi ang Buriram.
Yeah, sapat nga yun ang Buriram ngayon. They have destroyed the bot lane inhibitor turret ng RRQ. That super minions always flowing in from that lane. At ano pinaka-importansya pag nabubutas ang bot lane inhibitor turret? That is the Baron, which is up right now. Dahil laging may point of pressure going to the bot lane of the map, madalas maglalagay ka ng isang tao para tumawa ka doon para ihinto yung wave. Pero dahil doon, malayo ang lalakarin kapag kailangan bumack up, rumesback doon sa Baron, and that is now the advantage that Buriram has with that macro play, with the punish against RRQ. So we'll see right here how RRQ can react, but looking for, I am now thinking that RRQ medyo mas hard silang magpo-force. Hindi na sila papasok when it feels like it's a sure win. Mas mag-go sila for these 50-50s just because they are in a more desperate spot right now.
Yes, and yun nga, no, yung naging opening na ginawa doon ni Kuya Noel, still one of the playmakers ng Buriram, hindi man siya nagpa-participate sa laban, nagawa naman niyang butasin yung mga lanes dito, no? Nakagawa siya ng breathing space para sa Buriram, and Helios is still mostly on his third item with the Infinity Edge, so hindi na talaga niya plano mag Hullbreaker, doesn't really want to answer any split push, but they're going to make sure na yung wave management dito. Although si Kuya Noel, they're going to play on a 1-3-1 with 1-3 on the Dragon and the 1 onto the Dragon lane. So yung hati ngayon ng Buriram dito is working well para sa RRQ na ma-force sila talaga dito.
Yeah, exactly. And yun na, tulad na sabi mo, yung hati ngayon ng BRU with their lineups is forcing RRQ to react right here, and they're in a medyo awkward yung spotting nila ngayon. In BRU, they're being hounded, they're being pressured. It feels like the map is no longer in control of RRQ. BRU has sole control over this map na kaya silang sundan kahit saan ng Buriram para sila matokahan na naman, para mark where RRQ is going. And again, ito na yung chokehold ng BRU. RRQ needs to find a way, figure out how to get away from this chokehold.
Teka lang, lalaruin muna nila dito. Dragon sa Dragon, sino ang kakagat? Pero explosive gas, tatamaan man, hindi umabot yung binding. Pero makikita natin sa likod na nakikipaglaro si The Boss. I'm the boss, you're not going to take me anywhere. Pero ito nag-argol soul plate para makadepensa na bahagya. Pero si Fiora, si Kuya Noel, kumukulit. Gusto tapusin, gustong bumakdor, gustong
may Gundam siya kasama.
Yung mga siege minions. Meron pa kasamang Gundam dito. Sapat nga ba yun para matapos ang larong ito? Nagkahabol ang ibang miyembro sa Buriram. Pero isang maling turn, magkakamali ka ng tuluyan ng Buriram dito. Habang si Kuya Noel gumamit ng Grand Challenge, pero stun coming in from Exo Sent going down. Itong si Kuya Noel with the slow, with the damage at the flash, harap-harapan. Ito pa, si Kuya What the Jess, kumukulit ka masyado. Gusto mo masyado may pag-body slam, pero papakita ko sa'yo kung sino nga ba ang boss dito. Ngunit sapat na muna yon dahil sila Kuya Viper hindi tatali.
What an answer from RRQ. Such a dangerous spot that they were in. Kaya tapusin yon ng Fiora dahil mabilis din siya mag-take down ng objectives. Pero dahil she's taken down. This is a 4v5 right now in the map. RRQ needs to take this Baron. Let's see how BRU can respond. Si Golden Feet nandun na sa kabilang side. Pwede siyang mag-blast cone in to probably get a steal, pero RRQ looking for a fight.
Yes, looking for a fight dahil nga si What the Jess ang uunahin nila dito. Wala na explosive gas. Gagamitin na Chain of Corruption. Mukhang delikado si Kyle Chance. Ginamit ang shield. Pero meron pa akong Guardian Angel. At mukhang mamimit na nga ng Angels itong taga-Buriram. Once na mag-continue ang isang pagpitas nila dito, si Archie na mahuhuli at si Kuya Hyde with a shield. Patong-patong na damage. Mapapazone niya pa dito. Pero mukhang zone na nga talaga dahil tutumba na si Bank at wala nang iba pang hahabol.
At ito na nga ang making of the comeback kings here with RRQ led by Chaz here. 7-1-4 on this Shyvana. Bank and Not the Jess are down, pero Golden Feet is still up. There's still hopes for this might still coming from BRU, and RRQ is still looking for a couple more kills.
Yes, at pwede nga lumaro dito si Kuya Noel para sa bottom dahil nga ang laki na ng lane, pero tamang patakbo lang. Ibinalik ang ginawa mo sa amin, showstopper. Ikaw ang lumayo at mukhang lalayo na rin dito si Kuya Noel. Masyado ka makulit, talagang sasampal-sampalin ka muna ni Kuya Chaz dahil hindi ka na makakatakas pa. Ikaw yung push ng push kanina, ngayon push ka hanggang umuwi.
Binigyan na ng ticket para makabalik ka agad sa Nexus. Pinatay ni Chaz si Noel at ngayon 3v5 in the map. Helios dumidepensa sa bot lane. 4 na miyembro ng RRQ ngayon with a Baron buff looking to take down some of these turrets. 25 seconds pa si Archie, so there's a lot of time here for RRQ to take down these structures.
At ito na si Kuya Hyde, trabaho lang din. Kung kanina siya yung nahuhuli, ngayon siya ang nanguhuli. At siya ang patuloy na nagsiset up sa backline para hindi na makarespo ay ibang mga tropa ng Buriram. And it's really working well, no? To the point na si Kuya Viper at si Kuya Exo untouchable.
Yeah, exactly. Yun na, dahil umabot na sa point na sobrang scary na itong si Hyde sa si Chaz on their respective champions. Nahihirapan na ang BLU makatawid. And again, kanina nga talaga sabi mo, ginawa ni Hyde yung ginagawa kanina pa ng BLU on that set.
Di ba ikaw yung masyado makulit? Sige, ikaw na lang uunahin namin. Ikaw muna uhulihin namin. At ito na si Viper, siyang nang mamando kung kanina. Siya ang hinuhuli. Once again, siya na ang mangbobos ngayon dito. At unti-unti na nauubos. 2 Titan ang nasa harap. At yung Dragon nagwawala. Kinakalapit kung sino-sino. At mukhang hindi na kailangan pang mamanakit dahil aatras na ang Buriram.
Yeah, atas ang Buriram at binibigyan ngayon ng spasyo dito ang RRQ. They're taking down the second tier turret in the Dragon Lane at they have their eyes set in this inhibitor turret din dito sa Dragon Lane outside.
Ayan, nakikipaglaro sa apoy si Kuya Hyde. Soil, sasalawin ng bahagya. Chains of Corruption para dito kay Kuya Helios. Pero sapat nga may flash na may kasamang stun. Pero siya yung tila maiinis dahil showstopper. Pinalagbag na may kasamang buga ng Elder Drake. Kaya tumumba na rin si Kuya Bank. Ano na, Kuya Noel, mag-isa ka na lang ngayon. Kung kanina, ikaw yung mag-isa, gustong-gusto mo mag-isa, edi mag-isa ka na natuluyan at magigisa ka sa kamay ng RRQ. Dahil 2-1 in favor of RRQ ang balagbagang gabing ito.
Yeah, and RRQ able to take down Buriram United.